Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Andrew from Team Blacktop YGO here. Sorry I haven't posted in a long time. I've been really busy with school and stuff, but today I got kind of a free day. So I'm bringing you a video of my Crusadia Guardragon deck profile. Now I do know a lot of these profiles look the same. I guess I could put the deck out here if you wanted to see. But a lot of these deck profiles of Crusadia Guardragon look almost the same. Basically they run Crusadias and Dragon extenders, as well as like some other generic extenders. But that's basically how they make the plays in this deck. The goal of this deck is to set up multiple negates on your first turn, and hopefully your opponent can't play through them in the next turn. You just like OTK him or whatever. That's the whole goal. If you go second with this deck, you can also OTK that way, but it's a lot harder. The main goal is to set up negates. So let's get into the profile here today. So starting off, you play 3 of every Crusadia monster. So that means 3 of the Draco, 3 of the Maximus here, 3 of the Arborea, 3 of the Leonis, and 3 of the Reclusia. All these monsters are sort of important in their own right, except maybe the Reclusia. This is probably like the worst one, I think, especially if you go first. Going second, it is a free pop, I guess, but you don't really want to use this effect because you kind of have to, get rid of this and something else your opponent controls. But going first, I mean, Draco is like the main dragon you use. These are good for synchroing level 7s. This is good for your Rescue Cat plays, which I'll show later that we play Rescue Cat. So yeah, 3 of all the Crusadias is, of course, necessary for this deck. Having 2 of them in your opening hand that are differently named and that are not Draco are really good. And as an honorary Crusadia, I play 2 of the World Legacy World Crown. This thing acts exactly like a Crusadia, allowing you to special summon it to a zone, link monster points to a defense position. It also has another really cool effect that's a negate of a monster special summon from the extra deck, which is really cool, but not really. I mean, you can use it for that if you end on this card, but ultimately you use it for its extension of plays. Next, the big daddy of the deck, the main card, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This card is the most important card in the deck. This allows you to extend your plays and keep your combos going. And also that Duelist Saga Ultra Rare looks really nice. I just don't notice that. Next, for more extenders, you play the Black Dragon Clap Serpent, 3 of those, and the White Dragon Wyver Burster. The reason I play this ratio is because this card is easy to special summon, more so than this one, and also you want to see this one before you want to see this one. Why is that? All the Crusadia extra deck monsters, I'll show a picture of Magus, for example, are light attribute, and that's how you special summon this one by banishing a light attribute monster. So that's why you want to see this one first. Additionally, you can also sort of chain block using these, using their search effects, just depending on how that works there. So that's a really good card as well. And then, of course, the Wyver Buster. Use this, search the Wyver Buster when that leaves the field, and then use this, search the Collapse Serpent for chain blocking. So those, you play those in that ratio. I've seen like 3 and 2, 2 and 2, but I think that's the best way to do it. As another extender, we have a Destrudo. I'm considering bumping this up to 2 and taking out, I don't know really what else, but Destrudo at 1 is really good in this deck as an extender. You can also use this to make Borload Savage Dragon sometimes. Just depends. Next, I do play the Rescue Cat engine, so I play the 3 Cat and the 1 Valeraphon. This is the tuner you use with this, or you special summon off of the Rescue Cat, and you use this and Crusadia Leonis, which you also special summon off the Rescue Cat, to make Naturia Beast, which is a really good play, especially if you're playing against like Strikers or some other spell-heavy deck. So we've got that package right there. We also have a Morphage Goliath. This thing is just there in case you can't get up your Naturia Beast, or you can't get up your what's the other one? Your Gamma Seal with the negate. This is just there to floodgate your opponent. So not really all that useful a lot of the times. Typically you can end on some better stuff than this, but it's there just to have it there. And then speaking of the Gamma Seal, we play 1 of it. I've seen some builds playing lots of Kaijus in the side at least, and some in the main deck. This is the only Kaiju you need. If you go second and you open this, shuts off the Sky Striker plays, etc., etc. If you go first, though, you're using the next card I show, which I'll go ahead and do that. You're going to use Kyoto Waterfront to search it and set up the negate for Gamma Seal's effect. It's got a really good negate effect. Removes Kaiju counters from the field. Kyoto Waterfront accumulates those very easily. So that's why we have the Waterfront there. For extenders, I play the 2 World Legacy Guardragon. Additionally, I've also got a Monster Reborn and a World Legacy Secession. These cards are all really good. This one can really help you out if you're in a jam. Basically, I'll show you this in the extra deck later, but Crusadia Spatha allows you to move a monster whenever a monster special summons to a zone it points to. It allows you to move a monster to another main monster zone. So you use this on your, or you use Spatha on your Guardragon LP, but if that effect gets negated and you have a Guardragon in your hand, or your World Legacy Guardragon rather, you use its effect to move that monster. So that's really good there. And of course, like the other extenders, Reborn and Succession are both really good as well. Sometimes you need that there if you can't find your Chaos Dragons or your Destruder or whatever. And then of course this is a combo deck, so we do have the 3 Call by the Grave, and you already saw the trap there. Of course this doesn't really need an explanation, combo deck of course. And then 1 Crusadia Crawler. Sometimes you can end on a Maximus, I'm sorry, not a Maximus, an Equimax, and you use this for your Equimax negate plays. So that's why that's there. That's the main deck. For the extra deck, the Crusadia lineup, play 1 each of the extra deck monsters, so Magius, Spatha, Regulix, and Equimax. These 2 you use every single time, these 2 you don't. This is, of course, if you want to have the extra negate with Equimax, but sometimes you don't really need it, and sometimes you can't go into it, so it's there if you need it. So there's that. Let's see, for the Guardragons, you play 1 each of the extra deck monsters, so Elpie, Pisty, and Agarpain. These cards are pretty broken, but their drawback, I think, makes them a little bit more fair. They wouldn't be nearly as good if you couldn't make 2 Saryujas, which, funny enough, that is the next extra card I will show you, but they're all really good in their own right. So yes, we do have the 2 Saryuja right there. These extend your plays, they fix your hands, they do basically everything that you need to have done. Really freaking good cards. Probably will get hit though on the next ban list, unfortunately. So that's that. For the synchros, we'll go Crystal Wing here, Naturia Beast, Dawn Dragster, and the Borrowed Savage Dragon. You make these 2 the most, I think. This one, you make this one every time. You try to at least make this one every time going first. This one you make more than this one typically, and this one you make the least of all. This is if you have like, it's kind of awkward to make this because it's a level 8. Well, you can do it. You don't want to summon this off of your Agarpain because it doesn't get its negate effect if you do that. But they're all really useful, just for really good cards in general. And then for the last 2 Link monsters, we play a Triple Burst Dragon and a Boral Sword Dragon. This card you use if they like negate your Spatha effect to move your LP or something like that, or you can't get your Draco to your hand. You use this to sit on that. Hopefully you can survive till next turn, I guess. And then for the last card in the extra deck, Boral Sword Dragon, you make this going second using your Agarpain. I don't know, it's really good, but like typically if you're going second and you're like able to play through whatever your opponent has to the point where you can go into this, you're in a really good spot. So I don't know how I feel about this, but it's there just in case something bad happens. The only thing I'm considering changing about the extra deck is taking out the Dawn Dragster and putting in like the Psyframe Lord Zeta or whatever it's called, the one that banishes special summon monsters. I think that's a really good one to have in there, because if you can get your Naturia Beast out, really the only thing you're scared of is trap cards. And if it's like the first duel, you don't really need the Dawn Dragster in there because your opponent probably won't have evenly matched. So I don't know, it's just personal preference, but that's the extra deck right there. Of course, 15 cards. For the side deck here, a lot of it's kind of standard. For like modern day side decks, we have the 3 Dino Wrestler Pankratops, really good for popping floodgates and other problematic stuff. For going second, we have the evenly matched. I guess also for going second, we have Twin Twisters. Additionally, if you're playing against Sky Strikers, put this in. If you're playing against Ultrageist, put this in. And speaking of Sky Strikers and Ultrageist hate, we have the 3 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Such a good card. Probably shouldn't be at 3. I know I'm a Sky Striker player as well when I want to be more competitive, and having this at 3 really freaking sucks. But it's really good. You can tribute your Saryuja or whatever for it, and typically win against your Striker or Ultrageist matchup. What else? We have the 3 Joel and Lockbird. This card's really good against combo decks. Danger, Thunder Dragons, just dangers in general, a lot of combo decks. This thing is a lifesaver against. And then the last card is the Naturia Barkion. If you're going up against like Paleos or Ultrageist or some other trap-heavy deck, you want to put this thing in. I'll give you a little bit better view of that right there. Nice gold Ghost Rare. But yeah, you put that in your extra deck if you're going up against like Ultrageists or the Paleo matchup. Anything that uses a lot of traps. Instead of summoning Crystal Wing off of off of your Garpain, you would summon this instead. I haven't looked if there are any level 3 Earth Beast Tuner monsters, but if there are, I'd consider running one of those instead of running like the Valeraphon, just so I can make this in a different way. But that's that, I guess. So yeah, of course, 15 cards there in the side. Overall, I like the build that I have. It's not terrible. The side deck is something that I might have to change up. But everything else I think works really well. Like I said, the only thing in the X deck that I might try to figure out differently is the Dawn Dragster for the Zeta instead. Everything else is like necessary. Like you need the Crusadias. I mean, you don't like always have to play the Regulex and Equimax, but it really does help. But a lot of people don't play the Triple Burst. I play it just in case you have to go into it if you're forced to, because you don't want to like just leave your Regulex and like a monster there. Or your Spatha and a monster there, or whatever. You always want to try to use Triple Burst. Another really cool thing about this deck that I really like is that if you do go second, and you like know you can't play through a lot of stuff, you just like, you make Equimax, and that's really good. If you can make it, of course. Other than that, though, making Equimax going first isn't terrible. And yeah, it really does suck in some places if you get like, if your Spatha does get hit. Ultimately, though, it's just a really fun deck. I like the theming, like the whole dragon thing is really cool. Like, I've always been a fan of dragons. My first competitive deck I've ever played was Blue Eyes, and that was back when like people were playing the Galaxy Soldiers in it for the Cyber Dragon Infinity plays, which was really jank, but. And also playing Mausoleum of White, too. That was really cool, but nowadays you don't really play those things in the deck. Ultimately, Crusadia Guardragon is really fun. Like I said, really linear, though. I don't remember if I said that at the beginning of the video, but yes, it's really linear. So if you get stopped along your path, it's kind of hard to recover from that. That's why it's played the Call by the Graves. But it's really fun, really good deck to take to locals, maybe top a regional with it. It's definitely competitively viable, I will say that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment down below saying what you would change with this deck profile, if you would change anything. I think there's room for improvement here, but you just got to test it out and do stuff with it. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.